pretty seminal. But go ahead, Cap.
Yeah,
Correct. So they all ran out. They left the mayor and the first lady inside after they shaved her head. I witnessed started being on scene. I witnessed also Paige Malone and Kirk Seaman being on scene as well. The other two I was unable to identify. There'd be other officers that saw what happened. Now we catch them. We get them. We place them on arrest, and we place them. We only catch 2 of them. 2 out of potential 5. We catch a Paige Malone and a Kirk Seaman. They get the charges that came with what happened. We also go with accessory to tampering, or witness tampering, because they also brought up the docket posting and what happened, and threats were being made during the second kidnapping, right? But we believe the first incident happened at the docks. Now, what I'm trying to say is that the whole story is Sonny Summers called me, and she said she wants to turn herself in exchange that Paige Malone and Kirk Seaman, the witness tampering charge, get dropped. She wants to plead guilty. She wants to take all the charges on herself. Is that something we can arrange as a plea deal, or is that something that shouldn't happen at all?
So what's your main question? Like, are you allowed to do? Like, are you asking if you're allowed to do a plea deal as a witness tampering thing?
Can I drop a charge that big in exchange for somebody else turning themselves in and taking the main charge?
It's up to the arresting officer, whoever's pushing the charge, I guess. That's completely up to you guys.
Okay, that's all I wanted, clarification. I just want to make sure that we're not overstepping our boundaries or doing things that we're not supposed to within, the DOJ as far as charges,
I mean, when it comes
charges.
When it comes to charges, like, we don't have any say until it comes down to court. If you guys want to press charges on somebody and somebody's like, yeah, I did it all, don't worry about them, and you believe them, then, I mean, charge as you wish. But I mean, if it comes up down the road that, somebody investigates this and they're like, yeah, 2 seniors and a captain decided it was a good idea to charge this person for witness tampering, but they barely did anything besides drive a car and everybody else did everything else, that, it's on you guys.
But she wants a deal, so the docket posting has to go up for her charge, right? As far as witness tampering.
Which part of this was witness tampering?
The first initial part.
Wait, but like what happened for it to be witness tampering?
So they had Shavana a knife point, and then they had to go on her phone and motion picked on a docket while she was present in front of Sonny Summers and Justin Kidd. If you look at it's on the docket right now. If you take a reference as the time when it happened and what she motioned for Jesse Adler and Sonny Summers have been removed.
Am I on the fucking docket for this?
Which one is this? Which case is this?
This will be the I think Kian Rojas lawsuit.
Kane Rast, okay.
Which docket posting is this? I don't see it.
Let me find it.
I think I got it. Stand by. Never mind. I can't find it. They had problems earlier with MDT. No, apparently it's on the docket, but I guess Slack's made a... Hold on. I'm actually...
Oh, she's a witness to this. She's not a lawyer in the case. She's a witness in the case. That's why it's witness tampering. Okay, that makes sense.
What's the report called?
The title of it?
The lawsuit. I'm trying to find the lawsuit right now.
Yeah, that's what I can't
find.
It's
labeled civil action Siobhan Thoroughbred versus Kane Rast et al.
That's why I couldn't find.
Oh, this one.
It's the second to last one under the stick.
Yo, Bam Bam.
The one stick.
How you doing today?
Form fucking thread.
Yeah, I don't know why she made a motion that when she couldn't even do anything. She's a witness. She's not even the attorney in this case.
I can't even look at charges.
Fuck, we gonna go to court? I think so. I don't know.
I just don't know if it's witness tampering.
The fuck was that? Was someone just floating? Am I tripping?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, she's a witness, and they tried to get her to alter the course of the case, so I guess that's witness tampering. All right. I mean, yeah, it's up to you, whoever, like, whether or not you want to charge people for it. Like whoever's pushing the charges originally, it's up to you. So her deal is that she wants to take the brunt and get everybody else off the charges.
Correct. She wants to take the fall for everything. I just I do
Yeah,
believe
mean,
that Justin Kidd should be charged as well with her because he was present.
I mean, hey, who's are you pushing the charge?
Myself, Flop, Officer Watson, and Officer Stone.
Okay, I mean, hey, it's completely, if you guys agree to, you know, it's completely up to you guys, whoever you want to charge, as long as it like
I don't know what the fuck we're charging.
You know, a judge starts, you know, going into the case itself, then you should be fine.
Case.
Yeah, I mean, we have less than 24 hours posted on the docket. It's been almost 48, coming up here on 48 here shortly. So I want to make sure that I just talk to everybody, and if we offer something like this, it's not within, it's not unethical. It's not in bad faith as far as this prosecution. I'm making sure that y'all aware of what we're trying to do, so you get our perspective, and you don't think some sort of shady things are happening behind the scenes.
No, I mean, if they're legitimately turning themselves in, I mean, all I would do is just make an extra report saying, hey, on this date at this time, Sonia Summers and whoever else turned themselves in and accepted a deal for XXX. Here's a link to the deal and blah, blah, blah. Just like noting down when it happened and who showed up for it, kind of thing.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. That's all I have.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the actual case, I mean, as long as it doesn't prevent her from going to the case, I don't see why not.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yep. No problem. Can somebody let me out?
Yeah, sure thing. I do apologize for calling on short notice.
This could have been an email.
I mean, I could start emailing more often if you like.
Oh my god. Maybe Slacks has you and Forte confused. No, he asked Flop to kind of oversee the case. Flop said he would, but at the same time, Flop also did not have a lot of heavy involvement in the case. You know what I'm saying? So in Flop's mind, he's like, why the fuck am I like, what? Like Flop was an initial witness. I'll give it that. But I just seen they booted Forte off the case. I don't think so. Flop knows that Forte had more involvement though, and honestly, Flop, I mean, I was confused why he, on that day, Flop was asked to, I guess, look over the case.
Water. Thank you.
I don't think he was booted off though.
So let's talk to Watson and figure out what to do with this, because I'm good with taking down Sonia. I mean, the other two are an accessory. They weren't present for that. But I still want to charge them with what I had. They're already serving time served for being in the penitentiary, so we just hit them with the bill. We cut them loose, and then we'll make sure we got Sonia in first. Then we cut them loose.
We'll go back to the quarter over here, where it's away from people. Yeah, I mean, Cap, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am all into being full agreement with that as long as everybody else is. My only thing is I wasn't there for like interrogations, charges, none of that. I was sort of there to kind of.
I get that. So you were first on scene, so I want to get your opinion on it.
Of course. I don't see an issue with it. I know I witnessed the female with the bright orange hair holding an object of some sort in her hand behind the ballista. We chased the initial vehicle. We called units to the main vehicle because we were going to open fire on it. We got 2 of the suspects in custody. Sonia was there and is willing to admit to it on scene. And I don't see an issue with having Sonia be the main fall. I think the rebuttal is that Sonia can't take everything and let everyone else go. I do think that's an impossible push. We should involve at least you were saying who else? Adler and Kid.
I'm reaching out to Watson right now.
Okay, yeah. How could Flop do this? I know. How could? I fucked up.
I reached out to Watson, and then who else? Is Stone on duty?
Is who? Sorry.
Avery Stone.
Stone? I don't think I saw her on duty today. No.
Okay. Let me try to reach out to her then.
All good.
I've never been in the basement before. Oh.
Actually, Barrick, you're here. This is fine. Just so you're aware, while you reach out, I had Duncan call me not long ago.
Yep. So I got
And he sounds like he was maybe a little confused on his, I guess he got suspended. I told him to take the night off to have a breather, but I asked him that, you know, he speaks to the people that issued punishment to clarify sort of how he can improve. Because he I think was a little hot-headed. So
absolutely.
I told him
like a
Littlefinger was
volcano
confused
just-
when he got executed too.
yeah.
He erupted like a volcano. Listen, I love Duncan. I think he's a fantastic police officer. I came to him with feedback from myself and other seniors, and he did not take it very well. He thought it was malice. He thought it was coming from certain folks that were trying to micromanage him in the PD. And I told him that's not the case. He didn't believe what was coming out of my mouth.
Yeah. He came to me. I mean, he was telling me that, you know, he feels like the feedback he got wasn't good and that he didn't understand it. And he said, Captain, and I said, hold on. I said, who issued you the punishment? He goes, well, it was Captain Slacks. I said, okay, why are you calling me about it? So I told him, I said, take the night off, take a breather. I told him to contact you or one of the other seniors to get clarification on how he can improve. But I told him not to worry about it today and to worry about it tomorrow. So
yeah, I just sent him off for the rest of the day. He can clock on.
Okay.
You know, next time shift 2. That's fine. I don't got an issue with it. The problem of even the fact that I provide this feedback. I said, Duncan, the feedback I've gotten and the feedback I see, because I blip watch a lot. I do. I'm like I'm always paying attention, and I don't like when officers cops act too much. I get it. There's reasons behind it and there's context behind it, right? So I don't jump to conclusions. And that's why I say if you're 10-8 and he's out to patrol, right? You shouldn't be here chit-chatting all the time, right?
exactly.
Or chit-chat somewhere else. I don't have a problem with it. I just cop check somewhere else. Let's not have that mission on PD. So if anything happens, we know what's going on. He didn't take that feedback pretty well. He was saying, do you know what I'm doing down here? Do you have any idea what's going on? Do you even know what the context? He did not take the feedback at all good. He got very defensive and hot-headed right away.
Yeah.
Then I explained to him, he said, I only want to get on duty only when I want FTO. I said, okay, that's fine. I look up his FTO reports. He's only taken on a shift 3 cadet recently. He's taken on a shift 2 cadet in almost 10 days.
Yeah.
And I said, that's fine. Okay. And he also tried to push that cadet to becoming a PPO.
I mean,
and
I
didn't get much feedback.
I
From
don't want to
shift 3
cut you
guys.
off, but I believe that your reasoning was fine. I was just more or less letting you know that we talked, and I told him to breathe and chill and to let this be a tomorrow problem and to just reach out a little bit more leveled to get a better understanding.
100%.
Well,
I'm providing
yeah.
you the feedback so you know what happened. I'm
Yeah,
giving
no,
you context.
that's fine. That's fine. I trust your intuition on that, and I trust me. I've had plenty of conversations with Duncan. I sort of know how that goes, and I've been very open with him. He's a good officer. He's great. I did tell him though that he's jumping to conclusions. He's not being looked at under a microscope. It's just people get micromanaged in the PD because we are so limited on units.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. And I said to him, you don't even know what micromanagement is. Right now, we give the officers the freedom to respond to any call they want. Imagine if I told you what call you're supposed to respond to and told dispatch, hey, you control where the officers go. They don't get to choose where they patrol, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Discretion is heavily advised because I get it. This job is very challenging and tiring. I'm not going to ask people to do 90% patrol, 10% of taking a break. There's a balance. At the same time, if I see 9% times I'm issuing a PD and only 10% times you're patrolling, that's also a problem.
100%. Yeah. I do think people in the field is always good.
Bye, guys. Bye,
So,
guys.
Have a good one.
Bye, Jamo. Have a good night,
But
guys.
yeah.
Good night.
Good night, Jumbo. All right. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm just trying to help the guy cool off because sometimes
Yeah, definitely.
I can tell he's, either upset, frustrated, and has no avenues to vent. So I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I would do that for anybody. It's really not a punishment when you look at it like that. It's just a, hey, cool off, chill out, and let it be a tomorrow thing. No one's holding grudges. He was under the impression when we talked that, everybody under the sun was like, didn't want to talk to him anymore or deal with him. And I said, no. I said, you probably came off a little, heated. Just take a day, chill, and run it back tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I mean, look at command report 1931. You can even provide your feedback on it, right? I made a command report because a lot of the seniors know what's going on.
Yeah, of course. That's fine. Speaking of going on, I was very surprised with the announcement today. I'm not going to ask about it, but that's.
I mean, you can. You're a senior. You should ask about it. You should.
Sure. What the hell happened?
Well, I mean, let's go back to the command report, shall we?
Sure. I'm assuming one was made.
Yeah. So there's a lot of command reports. I definitely recommend y'all check them out every single day. Especially so we made them available to seniors. There's a lot that goes on. There's a lot of vehicle issues, complaints about officers, things you can see right here as far as what's going on.
Is this the one from 3 days ago? 1742?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. My MDT sure want to know.
It is all good.
Okay, so the first one I believe is 1665.
Okay.
The problem with Johnson, and this is one of the incidents of excessive force and escalation. Now, that's not the reason why he got fired. Because I feel like there's something that I could definitely fix in Johnson. We can work with him. We can definitely talk to him. We can give him a chance, right? I think things like that, you always want to give somebody a chance.
Absolutely, yeah.
The problem with Johnson is integrity and lying. That's the problem. When he was questioned about the incident, he never provided all the details as far as what happened. Then when I asked him today, and I had a conversation with him, I said, hey, Johnson, have a seat. Well, I want to talk to you about the incident that happened in Cul-de-sac. And I give him ample opportunity to come clean about everything from start to finish. But he never did. And Mr. K's statement, along with 2 officers' statement, contradict half the things he's saying. And do not, the same information provided by the officers is more detailed and has more context as what's going on versus with Johnson, which it seemed like he was trying to not provide all the details. He was only giving half the truth as far as what happened. I asked him certain things that officers heard, and I've been hearing from other people. Hey, did you say, so-and-so, or did you say this, X, Y, and Z? And he said, no. And I was like, how is that possible? I got 3 other people saying otherwise. And you're the only person with a story. How does that make any sense? Integrity is the most important thing as a police officer. It's something we talked about from the beginning.
He didn't provide all the details to an incident that occurred and was essentially, for lack of a better term, caught in a lie.
Correct. It seemed like he was trying to cover up the excessive force, and the incident's been happening. And instead of coming clean about it and saying, hey, man, you know what? I said this. I told Mr. K this. I said this. This is what happened. I fucked up. Nothing. No accountability. York was there with me, too, as well. You can talk to her. No accountability. No taking responsibility for his actions. Not realizing he made a mistake. He kept talking about how it's self-defense. I said to him, how is it self-defense when somebody punches you? Then you take a step back. You take off your vest. You adjust yourself. You bandage. And then you go attack them. How is that self-defense? Arrest them. De-escalate, right? If they try to resist cuffs, sure. Escalate with force and try to detain them that way. But if you're standing still, not doing anything, and then you become angry and bullheaded and you see you're ready to charge them, that's excessive force. That's one thing. Now, lying about it is another, and that's the reason why he got fired.
Yeah, that's bad. That's rough.
I love Johnson. I sat there and talked to him. I stuck out my neck for the guy. I loved him so much. I want him in the PD. Give him the first opportunity, the first academy, because I believe
great energy.
Great energy, high morale.
Yeah.
Always on the comms, you hear him. You get, you can feel the energy through the comms. I love a guy like that. Who doesn't?
Absolutely. Well, I agree with you. I mean, there's a reason I've always had a good respect for Johnson. He's always been one of the biggest morale boosts I've gotten to know.
And that's why this one hurts. I've been sad all day because it didn't feel good. He was crying the whole entire time. I mean, it did not feel good.
Yeah, and I feel like based on sort of the response publicly, which I think is fair. I'm assuming his ship has sailed, unfortunately, which is unfortunate to see.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he was also the worst part about it is like I said, Johnson, you've just been through an attack 2 hours ago. Get some rest, and whenever you're 100%, let's talk. He said, no, I'm 100%. And we talked, and then now I got people outside saying how he's brain damaged, and I lured him into a trap, and he got fired.
Yeah, I don't know. At that point, it would be okay. Get me a medical report. If he waived his medical.
I mean, he remembered details pretty damn well. So forgot for brain damage. I mean, he remembered a lot of good details from 5 days ago.
Yeah, I mean that's sort of what happens, right? It's like dealing with a suspect, where a suspect remembers everything, but they forget all the, I don't want to say they forget the key details, but I get it. Yeah.
And he kept saying, "What proof do you have?" And I said, "Johnson, I'm not charging you with a crime. You broke our policy. You broke a procedure, a standard we have in the PD. I don't need proof. If I believe you're not a good fit, you're not a good fit. Simple as that, right? However, we took our time with this. We did an internal investigation. All other seniors got involved. There's reports about it for the past few days. It's not something we just said, you know what? Guilty. Kick him out."
No, definitely.
And I was going to give him an indefinite suspension and go fight the other captains and make sure that he had a second opportunity, but he didn't. He doubled down, and as a result, he backfired.
That's unfortunate. It's one of those. It is what it is, and it happened. And I think if you had enough to sustain it, then I understand. It's still kind of a. I'll call it a heartbreak to from anybody from him, but
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you did what you had to do, and I think that's completely fair.
Yeah, I mean, Turner can tell you what he saw too as well. I mean, all the other captains got involved too. So,
no, that's fair. That's all good. I listen. Your feedback is trusted, and I would not see a reason for you to terminate somebody unless you had an actual, legitimate, honest reason, based on what you guys gathered. So, the fact that you were thorough with it, and this was the conclusion, I trust that you guys made the right judgment call. And honestly, if you had many statements stating similar stories and his wasn't, then obviously, what really can you do?
What he did was wrong, but what he did after the incident was what got him fired. That was the fact that his story was leaving parts out of it, right?
Yeah. And like I said,
to cover his own ass. It's not just, I forgot something. It's to cover his own ass. He left keywords out of it. He told the half truth. That's not
good. Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, you know what? Listen, I'll
be back.
No, you're good. You're good. I think I always thought Johnson was a good guy. It sucks to see it end this way for him, but you do what you got to do, and I think what had to be done was done. So
I agree. I think he was a good guy as well. I'm not saying he wasn't, but unfortunately, you can't have people in the department who are going to be lying, especially to cover their own ass in reports. And even when questioned about it, doubling down. Admitting your mistakes is important. And being truthful when confronted with it is very important. And if you can't do that,
everybody.
Have a good night, kid.
Take care.
Good night, kid.
Yeah, definitely.
If you can't do that, I don't think you have a spot on this department.
100%. I mean, we're in such a crucial phase right now in the PD. We really need the best that we can get. In my humble opinion. I mean, you could tell me I'm wrong, but I do think that we need the absolute best right now. We can't have any loose bolts, especially where we are right now. So,
well, here's the deal. It's not just a matter of getting the best we can get. It's a matter of people growing. People can grow. People make mistakes.
No, definitely.
And mistakes are sometimes the best teachers, right? And I think you can learn from them. That's not something you come back from. That's not something you learn from. When you outright lie about what happened or intentionally leave out information, right? And even when confronted with it, leaving out, it's not acceptable.
That's really unfortunate. It's all good though. Like I said, I 100% trust your intuition on it. I believe that you guys were probably thorough with it. While I was unaware of it, I trust that you guys made the right call. So,
there's plenty of documentation and paper trail for that we've gone through. So
definitely. How have you been though, Turner? Outside of this, unfortunately, this quite a hell of a way to come back. It sounds like today's been quite insane.
yeah. Unfortunately, I'm still gonna be quite sporadic. My schedule is gonna be all over the place. There's some phone calls I have to take that are extremely important from time to time, which will be very sporadic, and I'll have to answer them very quickly. So, in a lot of cases, I'll have to step away. I'm gonna try to work with that and hopefully get those phone calls sorted out. So, with that being said, I'm gonna need some serious help with this academy.
Okay.
It's coming up. I'm gonna have both of you there for the days that you're available, if you are available. And I'm also
Thankfully,
gonna
the
have
Super Bowl is
Watson.
this weekend, so I got every day open.
Is it Super Bowl this weekend?
Yeah, it's on Sunday.
I just wait. Oh God, when is this academy?
I'm glad you guys are gonna be there.
It's like an hour after Storm each of the like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
This weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Captain Turner, I apologize. I'm gonna be blunt with you. I had plans to be out of town this weekend. The entire weekend. I was not going to be.
Johnson, how do you feel about running academy yourself?
So you give me some good people, and we'll get the job done.
Well, they're the best we got right now, so we gotta work with what we got, right?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
It's right there, Dugong.
I am so sorry. If
it's all short notice, it's always short notice, unfortunately.
No, you're fine. Listen, I want you to know flat out, just so it's well aware. This is Flop the Turner, not senior to captain. You take care of what you need to take care of when you need to. If we can help pick up pieces at any point in that process, I'm here for it as best I can be. And I know Johnson is as well. Whatever you need, don't ever
Just call me
hesitate.
Barry.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm going to. I spoke to or emailed Watson. She'll be there for one of the days. I know for sure. It's looking like Sunday. She will not be.
Did you email? Oh wait, you did. Oh God, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I saw it. I just never responded. That's on me.
Let me just make sure I got this right. The 11th. So the 11th is the first day of the academy on Sunday.
Sugar, thank you for the
Watson
raid.
won't be
I
able to make
appreciate
that,
it. What's going on? How you doing? I hope you're doing well.
She will. Saturday
thank
I'll
you.
take care of, hopefully. Be all right, which will be in 24.
Make sure you guys go follow Sugar.
28
Thank
hours
you.
roughly, or
Oh,
something. I'll
Shira.
take care of that one. That's
Thank
that's
you.
a Zoom call.
How was your stream?
And
I'm Chris. I play Flop. Hi,
you're not gonna be
everybody.
here either days then. You going, right?
No. As far as I know, I won't be. I can try, but I'm gonna tell you, more likely than not, probably will not be. Assume that I won't be.
So we're gonna plan for you not being there, which means I'm gonna do my best to be there as well. Then, Barrick, on Sunday morning, early Sunday, the second time.
Dude, I feel bad. I've had plans.
It's just gonna
This
be you
plan
and me, most
for
likely.
like 2 weeks.
Watson won't be there either. We could pull maybe one more person off shift to help out.
So
we'll go over
my
that.
initial thought process when you told me this was to try and round up the shift 3 FTOs like tonight and tomorrow to figure something out. Is that not what you would like?
No,
Or-
go for it. If you can put
Yeah,
something
fine.
together,
Yeah.
go for it. And just
Okay.
let me know where I can help, and I'll be there obviously on Saturday, to help out, and Sunday where I can. It's just gonna be from time to time. I'm gonna have to step away.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't want Zeiss to feel
Not
like.
sure how much experience this group has. We have 9 recruits for this academy.
Ooh,
Same as last time.
Yes, same as last time.
what do we got?
And let me see. The names are Lola Copeland, Judith Squealer, Jimmy Frost, Emily Parker, Sterling Silver, Theodora
Oh.
Crane, Crikey Thompson, David Bouchard, and Larry Johnson. Another Johnson.
Too soon.
Got rid
Tell
of
me
one,
about
gotta
it.
get another.
Hopefully he
One's
didn't scare
fine.
you, by the
One's
way.
fine.
Did
One's fine.
Turner scare
That's
you?
all I'm
Because
saying.
he said Officer Johnson's been fired.
Oh no.
I corrected it
I'm
after Captain Ruth brought it up.
yeah, I saw the chain announcement and I panicked because I'm like, what? Until I got more detail. But yeah, there was a moment there where I did have immediate like shocked concern, but
You were concerned there was Barrick Johnson and not.
well, I didn't know which Johnson it was at first. At first I was like, you know, obviously I see Barrick more than I see you know, the put simply, I see this Johnson more than the other Johnson. So when I read Officer Johnson, I was like, there's no way. And then I forgot that there was another Johnson in the PD. So I think that was just me being me.
I mean, I got some bad neighbors, but that's about it.
All right.
I did have another quick question for you. Not to throw anything on your plate, Cap. I did speak with Slacks about this. I had a brief interview. I guess Richard Dark came in to talk about dispatch. To kind of just give you the really quick breakdown consensus, Espinosa is bailed from wanting to use dispatch as a leg up into the PD. He feels that using dispatch as a crutch to what he actually wants is disrespectful to dispatch, so he bailed. Hayes can't be around late shift 3 into 1, and she needs somebody who's willing and wanting to FTO and help build the dispatch department. And as she stated, and I quote, dispatch can't move until we get somebody to take place and help train. When I spoke to Richard Dark, I'm going to let you know there is a small bias there. He did mention that you wanted to interview him. And I told him that I don't know how far that my interview is going to go.
Interview him?
No. You apparently told him that you guys were going to interview. Apparently you were going to speak to him at some point.
I've never spoken to him before.
Interesting. Okay. He had made a comment, and Hayes also mentioned that apparently it was either Hayes or Dark mentioned that they were having a second interview because the captain wanted to speak to him, was what he said. And I figured because it was shift 3, I don't know if he stated you directly or if it was you, Slacks, but or even Ruth. But I was sort of just throwing your way that he does not have any interest in the PD and wants to help build dispatch. And Hayes asked me to speak to you about it as well.
He's your father?
Wait, hold on. Stand by. Adoption policy.
Remember,
No,
you can only have one, Flop.
nope, he's not my father.
So you're telling me he lied in his application here?
How long ago did he text that?
Might be the 24th.
Okay, at the time of him texting that was not a lie. Since the new legislation's been put in, I don't think I'm legally allowed to say that he is my father. So
Okay.
That's 50K. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Respectfully, he was not lying at that time. But in this moment now, I don't know if I'm legally allowed to show family bias. If
Let
that
me
makes
ask
sense.
you, we have an applicant that says we'll teach other officers and dispatchers how to operate on the radio. If people disrespect him on the radio, then he has no problem giving the sass right back. That sound like a good dispatcher to you?
You want my honest answer?
Yeah.
I think we need somebody who's willing to speak louder to keep people organized. The goal for dispatch is to organize and to direct people. If people can't listen to dispatch directions, I mean, you're failing a very, in my opinion, you're failing a system that should be working and functioning at its highest capacity. And I'll be honest, not having dispatch has been awful. To have to micromanage that stuff. I would think having somebody who's willing to put their foot down and say, no, you need to go to channel 2. Channel 2 is available. Dispatch is on frequency, and gets units to listen to dispatch. I think that's a valuable asset, but that's my opinion.
I think it just really depends on what the three of you have in mind for dispatch, and if you want them to be like, I guess for lack of better terms, like hardened, and they're not going to take shit from people, or if you want them to be walked on. And if you want them to be hardened and not take shit from people, yeah, dark is definitely the way to go. But
Yeah, I mean, we definitely don't want them to be walked on. I mean, we don't
Yeah.
want them. That should be on the
100%.
officer, though, right?
Mhm.
Not on the dispatcher to not allow them to walk on them. The officer shouldn't be doing that in the first place. But
Definitely.
that's actually something we need to talk about, Slacks, and figure out where we're going to go with dispatch.
Yeah.
What is our end goal with them? Are we going to have them?
Right.
That's what we got to talk about.
The goal is to have dispatchers that want to be dispatchers, not dispatchers that want to be cops. So if they're interested in becoming a cop down the road, then we're not going to hire them as dispatcher. That is our policy.
Functionally, you want dispatch assigning people calls, or do you want dispatch saying, "Hey, we have a call holding, need a unit to respond, code 3"?
No, I would rather have them say it over the radio, because right now it's not that bad. If we have to get down to that, we will. But for the time being, let's give people freedom. And if they're not doing a good job with it, then we can, tighten
So
the
you want
freedom.
dispatch to get on the radio and say, "Dispatch all units. We have a 1032 person with a firearm, Calafia and Joshua.
Any available units respond via code 3.
Perfect. So you leave it up to them. Okay.
Correct.
Hmm.
That way it gives them freedom. And if people are not asking dispatch call, then we got a bigger problem. And then when you start tightening up our, units responding and cracking down on officers who are not listening to radio.
All right. Well, I have his number. We'll contact him and set up an interview.
Okay. I did do a brief one with him. I told him that my interview probably wouldn't have excuse me. My interview was probably not going to hold any weight, but I was going to let you know that we did speak. So that's
You have a little
fine.
bit
Thank
of
you.
a bias.
Thank you, Cap. You read me.
I saw those bandits just come out.
You got a little bit of a bias view. We'll give him an interview.
I'm sorry.
And
I was
being
so
his
hungry.
All right.
I was
gonna go down to-
I was definitely biased, Cap. Definitely biased, but I'm being upfront with that.
We'll contact him. We'll contact.
I'm going to go
All
down
right.
to City Hall and complain about the peeing everywhere, by the way.
Yeah, I just complained to Nakota about that. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of.
What
How
happened?
could you? You can pee anywhere in public now.
yeah,
You just
Reed
have to-
peed
well-
on my fucking driveway.
What?
Yeah,
Here's the
Rami. So pulp incident. I'm going to take Rami to court. He peed on my car.
Well, what charge is it?
Vandalism. I don't know if it's going to stick though. I'm going with public indecency and vandalism.
Yeah, we were looking at public indecency just now. Look at the definition. So,
Allude.
did you see him caress or
I mean,
fondle parts
he
of his
was-
body?
Yeah, I'm just honest. He was. I mean, he was holding on to it and peeing.
I mean, but is that fondling or lewd caressing?
So what is peeing on a cop car? Is that vandalism government property? It should be.
There's a lot of very
No.
like small, intricate things like that across the entire justice system right
What
now.
damage
that-
did it cause?
And then you see mutual combat. I mean, staying on the tire.
Stain on the tire? Did it leave a stain? You documented that?
I took a picture of it.
I don't know. That sounds like a coin flip to me.
I'm sorry. The stain, correct?
No, him pissing at the same time. If you go to the incident number, where is it? Rami pees on cop car.
What number is that?
24.
2466.
Oh God, Jesus.
I didn't get finish my report, but
I caught in 4K. Holy.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I kind of want to blur the second picture. Here, take a look at this one.
Dude, I have such a headache. I feel like I can't talk right now. I feel like I'm like choking over
Okay,
my
take a look
words.
at the second picture.
What was the report number again? Oh, I got it.
Yeah, I'd put both in there.
Definitely.
don't want to get some sort of tampering or covering of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I think it's a coin flip. I definitely don't think you have.
Well, about to find out here pretty soon.
I don't know.
if you're, I mean, if you don't want to tamper, I mean, we could always make the censoring smaller too.
So here's a key word
True.
about
I should make it smaller, right?
the definition. It says every citizen in Los Santos are within their rights to publicly urinate, given the lack of bathrooms citywide. A reasonable effort must be made to do so in relative privacy. He did not fall into that. He did not.
Which legislation is that?
It's called Bill of Human Rights or Privileges.
You remember the jaywalking kills me so much, man.
Yeah, jaywalking. I don't know. Whatever.
All are eligible for free healthcare from public in their LSMG. What does that mean? Los Santos Medical.
Medical
What's the G
group?
stand for?
Group?
Group. Yeah.
All citizens are entitled to freedom of speech without. Okay, cool. I love that. Great.
Wait, I have a question. Entitled to freedom of speech without censorship by the government. Is the adoption policy not a direct infraction of our First Amendment right?
How so?
I can't call someone. I would call anybody in this PD my brother and my sister. I think that we are a family. But if I call if I call you my brother, or I call Barrick my brother, I'm now getting fined $60,000 according to that legislation. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
got
guess
a
you can make a
point.
case. You can make a
Yeah,
case.
there's definitely
Hey, listen,
something there.
just start calling everybody your father, and then say, "Well, you can't say that. Freedom of speech. I cannot be censored by the government."
It may not be a bad idea, but I feel like I'm
You're gonna get pushback for sure.
definitely gonna get pushback.
Howdy. I see. He was supposed to call in for a second. Everybody never showed up. Okay. All right. Sounds good. I'll let me know. I'll be there. Perfect.
There it is. I love this.
How's dispatch working and looking? Any feedback?
We need more feedback for sure that we gotta talk about. But
All right, well, we do have it. It's great.
Shit.
oh, I gotta talk to somebody in
Right
the
there.
lobby. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
recruit. I'll be back.
All right. Well,
I will say,
should've
sort
popped
of
there, so all right.
off the cusp. I do think having dispatch when we do have it, at least during the times that I'm normally around, which is right now, I think shift 2. It is very nice. It is a weight off the shoulders.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do think having dispatch will be good.
Yeah.
I gotta
Well,
get back in the loop of things. We'll get it going here soon.
Before I forget to talk about this, Flob, we need to stop letting people from other shifts use the Tauruses.
But you told
Or
me
shift
last
3.
time that we weren't approving it anymore, so that's fine.
Yeah, because there was still because I was in that meeting with like Ruth and Slacks the other day where they were talking about it, and I guess
I wasn't
obviously
there
they
at
do
all,
have
though.
guidelines
I mean,
for it.
I haven't
Yeah, but
approved
I'm
it
saying
since we
Guidelines
talked.
are out now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying the guidelines are out now, and we should strongly prioritize the people in our shift getting
Yep.
to drive it.
I definitely agree with that. You
Just,
saw the guidelines for it? Well,
I'm seeing them now. I just got on duty. I really haven't left this PD.
all right.
Yeah, I was just simply bringing it up, like, and just have people rotating using them so that everybody's comfortable using them, or as comfortable as they can be. That way, if they do need to, they're able to function properly.
That's fine. We'll leave it. We'll leave it to our shifts, and we'll be very diligent on how we propose it.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Cut and dry.
All right. I don't mind emails anytime, by the way. I know I'm going to be very sporadic, like I said, over the next. I don't know how
Yeah.
long, frankly.
I mean,
so I'm going to do my best
take
to
all the
to be
time that
here
you
and-
need.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And you're
I
not
appreciate
gonna-
you guys picking it up.
Yeah.
Watson has not been promoted to senior yet, correct?
She is not.
No, I know it was talked about in the meeting the other day, but I was
Yeah,
going to bring that
keep
up
it
as
amongst
well.
yourselves, but she will be here shortly.
Okay.
Okay.
Most likely after the academy. I should be getting a promotion. Should be joining you on the
Absolutely
senior
well
ranks.
deserved. She's
Sounds good.
great.
Yeah, 100%.
She's been doing a lot of work too. She's been really cleaning things up as well on her MDT, and has proposed a lot of really good things. So
Good. That's what
Yeah.
the other captains have been saying, and from what I've been picking up. So she'll be there to help. Anything else I need to bring up? So Barrick, you're gonna talk to the other FTO, see if we get some help for the week or for the academy.
Yeah, when I talk to as many people as possible, and we'll figure something out.
We still need people out on patrol, so if we need to cycle them in for certain,
Yeah.
situations, we can. However you want to go about it. You have the old spreadsheet, right? Not
Yeah.
spreadsheet, the slide sheet. It's very generic. We need to get a better one.
you're talking about
Yeah,
the ones that we
only
used
thing
for
that's-
the original academy, the first one. Yeah.
We don't have much more than that right now,
That's fine.
unfortunately.
Yeah, the only thing I was up in the air about was like the Zoom call, but if you're going to be there for that, then
No,
that's
I will.
fine.
I will take care of that. And
Okay.
what I'll try to do is get them all into the city, to get their uniforms, get their equipment. I'll try to get that done. That's really soon. Actually, is Nakota still around? Hang on, just real quick. Need to tell him something real quick if he is.
Yeah, I would doubt it. This is pretty
he
late for
just
him.
got off. Well, I just spoke to him just before I walked up here, so I'll send him an email. But either way, we'll get them. We'll try to get them their loadout. Get them equipment, put it in their locker, and then day one we can pretty much hit the ground running. So
Sounds good.
Fantastic.
all right.
I will do my best to try and make availability. I apologize in advance for the short notice.
Yeah, it was a short notice all the way around, so that's all right. Hopefully we get some more lockdown here in the future. How are we looking on our cadets? Are they all passed into PPO yet?
I think we got
The ones that are active, yeah.
Active. Who's not active?
Well, Lawson's on LOA. Everly is maybe been in queue like twice. I don't know if he's actually even ever been out. And
Yeah, I'm
Who's the other
going to be
one?
removing Everly here soon, or not soon. He's already been warned, so I will be most likely sending him a letter of removal and termination here.
I know we just promoted Liam McMahon to PPO yesterday. He's been doing
yeah,
good.
so he is full
we
PPO,
weren't
okay.
sure what your like initial plan was with him, so we kind of just collectively.
Yeah, it was more or
came to
less. I just wanted to see him. No, he knows. He's a transfer, so he knows his the job, what we want, what we expect, and then put him out in
Yeah.
PPO.
We kind of followed through. So I dropped him back down to a cadet because we can't make FTO reports unless someone's labeled a cadet. So we did that to get monitored like 2 or 3 sessions, and then we were able to push him. So
Okay. Mentor list.
yes, mentor list
still have
got
people-
updated.
Yeah, we still have
This
people that
was-
are not.
This is something
assigned.
that we kind of collectively wanted to talk to you about because
Okay.
of how kind of sporadic everybody's schedule is, especially with the cadets as well. We kind of wanted to kind of just mentor them as a whole and kind of like bounce around and look after them, which is what spawned the like threads in the email chain to have like specific shift FTO notes, because realistically, people bounce around a lot, especially people from our shift. PPOs or not. So we just kind of felt that it would be better to just kind of collectively watch over people and put notes in there if we saw issues, etc. Instead of just having like one person to each to keep track of.
Have you talked to Ruth about it? Flex?
No, we've kind of just talked about it amongst ourselves for the time being
Okay.
This got brought up yesterday.
until you return. Until you return. Anyway.
So here's a big portion of why we're doing this is because we had an issue with reports. It wasn't
Yeah.
one shift or one cadet. It was a lot, or PPO. It was several on each shift. I think Flop, you spoke to a couple people about reports.
Yes, I did.
And then we had stuff in shift 1, we had stuff in shift 2. The whole thing is that somebody is responsible for looking at the reports. That's a big part of it. Another part is just being able to talk to someone, which any FTO could do, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So in that aspect, yes. I still want somebody assigned to each PPO to be to be looking into their reports. You know, you get on every on shift every couple of days. You take a look at the reports. Hey, what happened with this guy's report? Okay, it looks good. Has all the information in it. Great. Do these charges make sense? Everything's in there, even if they pled guilty. Do we have PC for all the charges? Do we have everything in there? Are they doing the reports on time? Are they completely filled out? Is the evidence there? Are they tagging the officers? Are they tagging civilians? Are they documenting vehicles? This is a lot to put on one FTO or multiple FTOs even. That's why it's easy if you just get assigned, someone gets assigned their own cadet, or I'm sorry, PPO, to just keep track of them. So you don't have to necessarily run into them, although we'd like that. You don't necessarily have to run into them, but we want someone to be actively monitoring them.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think it's the proper way to go about it. I think the kind of reason for this coming up is with how things are standing right now, and like after this next academy, if everybody has somebody, pretty much each FTO is gonna have like 3 to 4 people.
Right. It will be a bit of work.
Yeah.
What we can do, if you don't see them, you get on shift, you check every other day or every however often you want to check on your PPO's reports, and say you don't see them for a couple of days. You can ask any FTO to talk to them and just leave the information in that channel, through that email chain. Hey, can somebody speak to so and so about this next time you see them, or if you see them right now, or if you know they're on shift and you can't get on shift, or however you want to go about that, right?
Hey, real quick, Turner, when you get a second, can you talk to me? I want to talk to you guys on it. Thank you.
So it's there's that was a really bright red shirt.
Yeah, it was.
Made me lose my train of thought. It's just important we stay on top of reports. Anything after that is extra, but reports need to be tracked. And if I say, hey, FTOs keep track of 15 people's reports, there's people are going to fall through the cracks. A lot of reports are going to fall through the cracks. Or I say, Flop, watch 3 people's reports. Johnson, you watch 3. Watson, you watch 3, and Rhodes, you watch 3. Then people delegated and only watching their own PPOs.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll get it sorted.
Yeah, that works.
I think it's just long overdue that everybody sat down in like a circle and we hashed things out over that.
Yeah, I think
And, just got somebody for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: is it needs to be done.
Yeah.
So if people are not, I don't mind if you pick up people you see often. That's what I prefer, right? But if people aren't going to be picking people up because they don't see them, we just need to assign people, and we need to change the verbiage on that then. And instead of that person doing their 15 and 30-day check-in, just reports. We want the biggest part is reports. We need people to watch those reports because they're falling through the cracks. And then they go on to be a PPO for 20 days. There's no conflict when it comes to reports, and nobody corrects them. They make it to officer. Now they're doing shit reports, right?
Yeah.
So we want to make sure we nip that in the butt. Oh, maybe the definition of what a mentor has to do, just have FTOs assigned to watch reports. Forget the rest. Let an FTO do a 15, 30 day. Doesn't matter which one. At that point, I guess.
I'm so sorry. What was your question? I apologize.
We can figure it out.
It wasn't a question. I'm just trying to address the issue that was here of not seeing them, was it? And essentially, just we need reports watched. So
All good. Yeah, I've been locking it down, and I think that's what most of us have talked about, was just kind of making sure reports are kind of being brought up and addressed when they need to be.
yeah, but we need people assigned to look after certain PPOs.
Yeah.
So I will most likely be going through that list and just assigning people to them and redefining. What do we have defined right now?
It's pretty much just 2 of them, but like give us a few days to actually meet, and we'll just assign everybody there if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. So 2 days.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Academy
supposed to
Day.
do. I'm gonna do Desmond and Clover's check-in today.
Okay.
It's a few days overdue. Actually, about a week
Desmond and Clover.
overdue.
So should I just sign them right now?
Sure, that's fine.
If you want help with them as well, I know sometimes they bleed later into 3. If you're not around one day, Barrick, you could let me know. I don't mind helping out with that.
Again, what I'm mostly at is we need to nip these reports in the butt before they get too comfortable. So even if
Yeah.
he can't be around, just communicate that through the email chain. Somebody talking about so and so report. This is what's wrong with it. And then somebody just check mark it. Hey, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
This is a response or something along those lines, or he's been corrected, or just. I'm not looking to create more work for everyone, right? In the sense of paperwork.
Yeah.
Well, we do have to talk to people. We do need to communicate, but I'm not looking for a paragraph of, I spoke to him. We went through this. We did that. We did that. I spoke to him. It's been handled. Something simple.
Sounds
I don't think
good.
anybody likes extra paperwork, so
Yeah, no, that's fair.
as long as there's a small paper trail, just 1 sentence. So, all right. I won't hold you all up anymore. If you got anything, let me know. All right.
Not at all,
I
Captain.
mean, just
Good to see
circling
ya.
back. You got a lot on your plate. If you need to brush that off onto other plates, I'm sure everybody's more than willing to help as well.
I appreciate you. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, of course, not a
Yeah.
problem.
Always.
All right, y'all be safe out there. All right.
You as well,
There
Cap.
was probably one other thing that we should discuss.
What was that?
I don't know if the other captains have brought it up to you yet, but there was a some kind of complaint about well, it was during this shift, but it's about Everly and
Whicheverly.
Emily.
Okay. Is there a command report on it?
Yes.
Uh-oh. What's the report number on it? I must have missed
Trying
this.
to find it. Hold on. It is
I see it. 1765.
1477.
Maybe not.
1477 maybe?
That's
No,
a very
it's
old
not it.
report. 1765. Check that one.
Yeah, that checks out. It's that one.
Okay, while we're recording the footage and stuff from Weasel News, Mr. Temple Witness.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm sure First Temple has I would like to see his footage and kind of go from there. I'll watch
The
that.
footage is in there.
Yeah.
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, let me see it. Stand by.
What the fuck? Uh, that you, Barrick?
Yeah, I mean, I was instantly, like, as soon as I realized what she was doing, telling her to stop. Yeah, I believe it was myself, her, Alice, and Droider all on scene.
All right.
Oh boy.
It was a really shit place for all that stuff to be happening.
You want to put your statement into that as to what you witnessed?
Yeah.
What actually took place from your point of view? Just put a statement at the bottom of that Um,